Hey, Daniel Seraph here, and today what I wanted to do was a quick tutorial about kind of the format and the basics of We Don't Talk Anymore. I released a jam track of this song that I produced because I really enjoy these chord changes. I think they're really beautiful. And so I wanted to share with you a little tutorial with different levels, basic chords that you could do in order to play the song, or some spicier stuff like what I used in the jam track. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'll show you how to play We Don't Talk Anymore. Alright, so first of all, I wanted to tell you kind of the format of the song. This is a popular song, so the chord changes aren't too crazy, and they're also quite repetitive, like many other popular songs. Right, so basically the overall format of the song, I'll show you first with basic bar chords. We start out on an A, we have a measure of that, or a bar of that, right, 4 beats. Then we have a B for 4 beats. Then we have C sharp minor for 4 beats. G sharp minor for 4 beats. Then we go back to the A, we start over the progression. A for 4 beats. B for 4 beats. And this time we have C sharp minor for 2 measures in a row, or 8 beats total. And the neat thing about the song, that's literally the entire chord progression, right? So basically, in the music world, we would say we have 8 measures, an 8-measure song form, and those chord changes just repeat kind of verbatim the whole time throughout the tune. Now, in the production of the actual song, different instrumentation comes in and out, different feels on the drums, all that stuff. So it makes it sound more interesting and less repetitive, even though this whole song is just kind of 4 total chords in kind of an 8-chord series, or an 8-chord form, as we would say. Alright, let's jump into kind of some different ways that we could play these, chords on the guitar. Some that are going to be more basic, and some that'll be sounding pretty fresh and interesting. Alright, here we go. So We Don't Talk Anymore is in the overall key of E major, and the relative minor of E major is C sharp minor, so it's actually in the relative minor. Sometimes in different circles, like worship circles or country music circles, things like that, people will just call it based on the relative major key, like they'll use the number system from the relative major key. I tend to do both. It depends, because if I'm playing like complicated jazz music or something like that, you can't really use that methodology to understand what's going on in the progression. So let's jump into these chords. So I would say, a great way to be able to play this would be able to play the basic bar chords, right? And I'll shine these up on the screen so you can see these basic bar chord shapes. But basically I'm starting out at A, which some people would call the 4 chord, right? And then I'm going a whole step up. I'm playing that exact same chord shape at B at the 7th fret. Then I take that shape up to the 9th fret, C sharp minor, right? So if you're unfamiliar with bar chords, I actually have some bar chord lessons coming out. They'll be on my YouTube channel soon, and you should check those out because I've got some helpful tips on those. So again, A major for a measure, B major for a measure. Then we're up at C sharp minor, right? You see I removed my middle finger from that chord. And then we go down to G sharp minor. Okay, so again, that's going to be the 4 chord of E major, the 5 chord of E major, the 6 chord of E major, which is going to be diatonically, or within the key, meaning a minor chord, and then down to the 3 chord at that 4th fret. Also a minor chord. Then we start over. We got A major again, that's a nice bar chord. A major again. And boom, C sharp minor, C sharp minor repeated. Alright, so those chords are wonderful and great, but we can play these chords with a little bit more flavor. When you hear that, there's nothing wrong with the bar chords themselves, but it's neat to kind of start to spice them up. So on the A chord, if we're in this key, we could start to sub this chord with some other fun chords, like an A major 6 instead. I love this shape. so the A major 6 here, I basically have middle finger on 5, 5X, 4, 6, 5. And I'm muting the other strings right now. I think that's a beautiful chord, and it gives it a little bit more color and flavor than the regular A. And then, so for the B chord, we could essentially, we could use that same exact voicing. I think that sounds great. Now, why did I choose a 6 chord for those, or a major 6 chord? Well, I like the sound, and the sound is also not too specific, or it doesn't drive my ear in too much of a direction. It starts to sound a little jazzier, but it's nothing too crazy yet. So then once we get to the C sharp chord, I would actually play, a lot of times, a C sharp minor 7. That's a great way. What I find is that minor triads are wonderful and beautiful, but they sound kind of dark. And I really like the sound of a minor 7 chord. So there I'm playing 9, X, 9, 9, 9, X. Now with this, a lot of people would play it like this, where their middle finger is on the thickest string, and then their ring finger bars the D, the G, and the B strings at the 9th fret. That's fine. So is using all 4 fingers. You know, you can use whatever fingering you want. I would recommend one of these two, either all 4 fingers or 3 fingers there. And then for the G sharp minor chord at the 4th fret, I highly recommend playing that as a minor 7 as well. It sounds beautiful. So let's hear that progression with A major 6, B major 6, ooh, C sharp minor 7, G sharp minor 7. And then that would repeat A major 6, B major 6, C sharp minor 7. Now I think that just sounds absolutely gorgeous. That's really... It's already flavored up the chords a bunch, and it's not even that complicated, right? Now for right now, I'm using the 6th string as my root. If you know other shapes, you could totally use those. So, you know, if you know the A shape here, major chord, B major, up to C sharp minor or C sharp minor 7, that's totally cool as well. I just chose to use these here. Okay, let's move on to the next kind of level, or the next kind of spice. So what I actually used a lot in the track was this really interesting chord. And then to this one. So you hear that progression in both of the sections. I use that is because it has all these beautiful open strings that sound so good, right? So what I'm playing here is I'm playing an A chord, of course, still the root, right? We need to have an A major chord still. And in this A chord, I decided to kind of take the idea of it being an A major 6, but then because I knew that the B and the E strings are in the key of, you know, E major or C sharp minor, oh wow, I can actually play those sometimes in some of the chords, and it creates this just gorgeous openness about the chords. Alright, so that chord, play your A major 6, right? But then what we're going to do is lift off the ring finger, and we'll leave that B string open. So we have 5, X, 4, 6, open, open. Alright, and just for the sake of clarity, that chord is actually going to be called A major 6-9 or A6-9. It's a variation of an A major chord that has a 1, a 3, a 5, a 6, and a 9 in there. It's beautiful. Okay, so I took that exact same chord shape and moved it up 7th fret, right? Still muting and leaving the same things open. So again, you know, it's like it's just the B6 chord with your ring finger taken off, and then you have that open B and E string, and what we get there is going to be a B major 6 chord with an added 4. So I might call it B6 add 4. That's totally cool. B6 add 4, B major 6 add 4. All right, the next chord is a really juicy one. So I actually kind of started out thinking about this amazing chord that I kind of call the Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, kind of Stevie Wonder chord. I absolutely love this one. This one is typically called C sharp sus 9. And that is a wonderful chord. Now, I'm playing 9X, 9, 8, 7. And what I was thinking was like, oh yeah, sure, that could work. A major 6, you know, B major 6, or A6, 9 to B6 add 4. And to this chord, except I realized, oh, what if I kind of maintain the same idea and I leave the first and second strings open? That's pretty cool. That gives me this beautiful sound, which is 9X, 9, 8, open, open. Wow. And that chord is gorgeous. It has basically all the notes of a C sharp minor 7 chord, except we've added a 9, which is right here. And the coolest part about that chord is that this D sharp note that's on the 8th fret is only a half step away from the open E string. And it gives this gorgeous tonality. Wow, I just love it. So you hear that in the progression. Wow, so nice. Okay, so then we go down to the G sharp minor 7 chord. And I decided to make it a minor 11. And this one wouldn't work so well with the open E string. It's fine, it was just not my jam. I wasn't feeling it. So for my arrangement, I just decided to play G sharp minor 11. And that's going to be 4X, 4, 4, 2, X. So I'm not playing the A strings or the high E string. There we go. So again, that's G sharp minor 11. So we have A chord, B chord, C sharp minor, G sharp, A, B, C sharp minor. Okay, so for their fancy names again, A major 6 9 or A 6 9, B6 add 4, C sharp minor 9, G sharp minor 11, A 6 9, B6 add 4 to C sharp minor 11, and repeat that chord. And that's the chord progression. Alright, so thanks so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that you learned something and you enjoyed this walkthrough of the chord changes. In the next video, I've got coming out later this week, I've got an awesome walkthrough about how to improvise on this song, how to jam, how to solo better on guitar. And the fun thing about this particular video, I actually walk through beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels, so everyone could have a takeaway on this particular video. So look forward to that. You know, make sure, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know if you have ideas of lessons that you want me to work on. I'm working on all kinds of content right now, and I absolutely love teaching, and I'm just looking forward to making videos that people are really enjoying. So yeah, look for that next video coming out later this week. And also, if you're enjoying my lessons, please head over to my website. It's down below, www.danielserif.com. And over on that website, I actually have this really awesome 5-part video walkthrough of a concept I call the diagonal pentatonic blueprint, right? And that whole thing is free. It's 2 hours of awesome video content. You get a 30-page ebook and also some really great backing tracks, all for free. So again, head over there, check it out. I hope you'll sign up for that. Thanks again for checking out this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.